Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a Nikola Jokic build for you. So make sure he's a center and we'll move on. So the height I recommend is going to 6'11". I think that's roughly what Jokic is. I don't think he's really 7 foot, but he's definitely at least 6'10", 6'11". So I've chosen 6'11". I think that's a good height for this build. In terms of the weights, now obviously he's a big boy. We all saw what he did to Markieff Morris. He still hasn't come back. He shook him that much. But we don't want to go all out weight. We don't want to go to the max. I've just put it at 261 pounds. I think that's just the best mix of having good strength and size while not being too big and slow. For this build, so make sure it's 261. And wingspan, I'm not sure what Jokic's wingspan is, but he seems to get shots up pretty easily over other centers, particularly in the post and on jump shots because of his high arcing shot. So make sure his wingspan's 7'3". That's just created a good balance of defense and shooting. So body shape's just up to you. For me, for Jokic, you probably just want to go solid. That probably makes sense. In terms of the attributes, we want to put close shot to 99. So obviously, you know, he's really great around the basket, particularly in the post. So we want that close shot as high as we can so that we can unlock great things like hook specialist, Hall of Fame, you know, mouse in the house, grace under pressure, that sort of stuff. All the good close shooting badges. In terms of driving layup, we want to pop that up to 65. That just helps unlock some animation packages for layups, particularly as a big man. And it just gets some handy stuff like unstrippable silver and an extra badge point. So 65 is a sweet spot there. In terms of driving dunk, we want to max that out to 71. 71 just because you get the extra badge point, and at 70 unlock some pretty handy dunk packages for big men. So things like baseline reverses, things like dad standing dunks. So 70 driving dunk is what you want, and then push it one more to the max at 71 to unlock 15 badge points. Now on to standing dunk, he doesn't posterize a heap of people, but he obviously can dunk. So we want to get standing dunk up reasonably high. So 82 is a sweet spot. As we can see, it bumps the badge points up to 22 from 21. So we want to put standing dunk to 82, and post control we want to get that to 86. Now obviously it's probably more like should be 98, which is the max, but to conserve attribute points for other attributes, I've popped it to 86, which still gets you, a real good post player will be able to work with 86. Obviously you've already got all these great badges, Hall of Fame, so drop stepper, hook specialist is Hall of Fame, post spin is Hall of Fame, so you should be fine. Back down punisher, Hall of Fame, so you've got all the badges there that you need. In terms of shooting, obviously he's a pretty good shooter as well. We want to get that as high as we can, as high as we can possibly, So we want mid-range shot to 86. That just gets some good things like Green Machine, Gold, and Lucky 7 Hall of Fame. Obviously Jokic has been known just to pull up if he feels like it once in a while. And 3-point shot just to the max at 81. So that just gets us to the 26 badges. So we get some good things, like I said, Green Machine, Lucky 7. You got Hot Zone Hunter Gold, Limited Spot Up Silver, Corner Specialist Gold. As a big man, you might want to camp in the corner, catch and shoot. Silver, which is good enough, Sniper Hall of Fame. So you got some good badges there and lots of badge points to use. Now I think Jokic is about an 85-ish% free throw shooter. So I'll just put free throw to 85. That just makes the most sense. In terms of playmaking now, I think he's averaging like 8 assists or something like that, which is just nuts for a center. Sort of like Wilt Chamberlain-esque, the amount of assists that he's averaging. And obviously we see all the great outlet passes that he does. He's really a point center. So we want to get pass accuracy up as high as we can. So I recommend dropping it one below the max. You do lose special delivery, which is assists out of, it's actually the alley-oop success. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Post Playmaker was the one I was thinking of, which is what you need. You need 92 pass accuracy for Hall of Fame. So that's what we want to leave it at, so that we get Post Playmaker Hall of Fame. Because obviously we're posting up with this build, and if you can kick it out with Post Playmaker like gold Hall of Fame, imagine the shots your teammates are going to hit and the assists you're going to get just with that badge alone. So 92 pass accuracy is what we want. In terms of ball handle, now you can obviously handle the rock. He takes the ball up the court a lot, so get ball handle to the max at 70. That just gets you to the 20 badge points, and I think you can actually unlock some dribble packages with 70 ball handle, which is interesting. I'm not sure exactly, but I did have a quick look, and there are a few that you can unlock with 70 ball handle. So that might be something of interest. It's mainly just for, things like unpluckable and stuff, handles for days. Just some handy badges that a center might use. The one problem or caveat with that is your speed with ball. I could only get that to 29. I just upgraded that because that's just what the attributes I had left. It doesn't actually push anything higher. What it does is it allows me to get some specific takeovers, which is why I put it to 29. That's the minimum you need for playmaking takeovers in the next section. So if you want that, you need to have speed with ball 29. You can experiment with that yourself. You can see with this build, if you put it to 28, you won't get the takeovers that I recommend. So you need to have it 29. Obviously Jokic isn't fast. He's not like, Russell Westbrook or Ja Morant with the ball. Like, he's not blown by anyone. He usually just brings it up, stands at the top of the key, throws it, or posts up. So speed with ball doesn't need to be high. So 29 just makes the most sense. In terms of rebounding and defense, I want to put interior defense up to 85. He's not a massive shot blocker and he's not an amazing defender. But on this game, you do need to protect the rim and you do need to have pretty high interior defense. So I put it at 85. That just gets you the 6 badges and defensive leader gold. Perimeter defense we won't touch because obviously he's not really guarding anyone on the perimeter. Steal, we want to put that to the max, which is 69. Now I think he only averages roughly a steal a game, so he's not getting huge steals, but it does mean that we get the 8 badge points. It bumps it up at max by 1. So we'll make sure it's at 69. In terms of block, he also doesn't average a heap of blocks, but on the game it's just handy to have, and the badge points is really why this is so high. So at 84 we get the 15 badge points. So that's the sweet spot for this build. In terms of offensive rebound, we want to put that to 62. So that just gets you the 17 badge points, gets you the extra badge point, so that's the sweet spot as well. And defensive rebound, we want to put that to 91 to unlock gold rebound chaser. Now he does average, I think, around 11 boards. It is pretty high, he regularly ranks in the top 10, top 15 for boards. But I just didn't have enough stats to get it to 99, and I don't think I can anyway, to get it Hall of Fame. So 91 is the sweet spot for gold rebound chaser. It's the minimum required, so I recommend 91. In terms of physicals, now like I said before, he's not fast, so don't expect this to be high. We all know what it's like on fast breaks anyway. 2K and speed doesn't really matter, so the max you can get this to is pretty low anyway, so I just took it down just a touch to free up some stats and attribute points. So speed and acceleration, just pop that to 53, that should be good enough. In terms of strength, we want to put that to 80. That'll just help with back downs and box outs and screens and things like that. So 80 is a good amount, because a lot of centers I'm seeing these days don't even upgrade strength, which I think is pretty ridiculous. You're a center, you just won't win any box out battles, and if you come up against someone with worm and some strength, they'll just run around you and grab the rebound. So having 25 strength I think is ridiculous unless you've got crazy speed, and even then speed's just stupid on this game. So I do recommend upgrading strength if you can. In terms of vertical, we want to put that to 65. Now he's not leaping over any cars or anything like that. But that 65 does unlock the standard big man contact dunks with the standing dunk at 80. So make sure it's 65, and then the rest, just chuck on stamina. So in total we have 27 finishing, 26 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 25 defensive badges for a total of 98 badges on this pure post-scoring 6'11 Jokic build, which I think's insane. You got 20 plus badges in every category. So onto the takeovers. Now the ones I've chosen are post-shot daggers, because obviously he's a post player and that's his one wood. And then the secondary takeover is team ratings boost. Now, like I said before, to get these, you do need to have a certain amount of attributes in playmaking, which is why I put the speed with ball up to 29. That's the lowest I could get it and still get these takeovers. If you take that away, the playmaking ones don't show up. So that's why I've got it in there, but I've chosen team ratings boost instead of the others. I just think this is the best one. That way everyone's ratings are up, not just the badges when you give it to them. You don't have to pass it to them and things like that. So those would be the two I would go with. So as we can see, build a two-way 3-level scorer. Shades of Nikola Jokic, Patrick Ewing, and Jusuf Nurkic. I think Vucevic is pretty good, and it's pretty similar to Jokic in the way he plays. Probably just not as good, but they are similar players. So we'll have a look at the badges. Okay, so for finishing, obviously we want all the post ones. So back down punisher at least gold, post spin at least gold. Dream shake if you play a lot of career, be a good one. Grace under pressure, hook specialist, mouse in the house, drop stepper. You can get all those gold and still have 6 badge points left to chuck things on, like posterizer, rise up. That would be good ones to have. You could put fast twitch on. If you find yourself only doing hook shots, you could take post spin off or drop it to silver, and that way you can get fast twitch silver as well. So that would be a good layout to go with. In terms of shooting, obviously he's a really great shooter as well. So just all the standard ones, corner specialist, limitless spot up. Slippery ball off ball might be handy just because you're a center, just to avoid people. So putting that on bronze might be a good idea. But obviously sniper's just great to have. Lucky 7, green machine, deadeye, catch and shoot, hot zone hunter, all the great ones. And then you still got 5 left, and you got all these badges silver to upgrade. So you could put hot zone hunter gold when you get your corners as hot zones and take it off. And then you can upgrade things like lucky 7 to gold, green machine to gold, and then you could stick your last badge on slippery off ball or volume shooter to get a boost. But that would be a great layout as well to go with. In terms of playmaking, we definitely want break starter pretty high. I'll put it at gold for now, but you can always put it at Hall of Fame. Floor general for Jokic should probably be a good one if you really want to play point center. You probably want that as well. Needle threader, special delivery, unpluckable would be great as well. Post playmaker, glue hands, just a great badge. Bullet passer and dimer. That would be a great layout. If you really want handles for days, I don't expect you to be dribbling heaps, but with the 70 ball control, you won't ever get stripped. But handles for days is there, bronze if you want it. In terms of rebounding, we definitely want things like Intimidator, just all the good ones. For a big man, tallest defender bronze is really handy. Rebound chaser, box out, brick wall, interceptor, pogo stick. At least silver, rim protector, and that could be a great layout to go with, just a standard layout. So all in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.